Hello everyone, and welcome here live broadcast from the Major TV studio. Today we have a very special guest, the Maestro Emanuele Stracchi, who explain us the Ars Canonica with an amazing crash course on it. Hello Emanuele.
Hello Alida. It's an honor for me to stay here talking about canonic counterpoint. And I will explain the term canon. Canon is a familiar one for modern musician. Usually it evokes what is known as a round, a short piece in strict imitation that repeats such a Frere Jacques or row 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 your boat. For example, and so on. This example is a canon at the octave, and a distinction is sometimes made between two canons in which the imitation is carried out consistently, and canonic imitation in which the imitation may be dropped after each voice has stated the initial material, as in the stretto sections of some fugues, for example. We have two important aspects in a canon. The first voice, the leader, the Latin term is dux, for example. It's the leader. And the imitating voice, it's the follower, the Latin term is comes. If more than two voices are involved, the terms first follower, second follower, and so on are used. A canon may be continued through for all the piece, for example, without being interrupted at cadences or modulations. The listeners or students should consult the four canons in Bach's Art of Fugue with special attention to their form and continuity.
Could you please, Maestro, explain us with more examples the two canon voices of Bach?
The most common harmonic interval in the canon is the octave. The dux, or the leader, is long 2 bars, for example, and the follower enters down at the octave. It's the particular case of two-part invention number 2. I play. Bach breaks the canon 3-4 times and inserts new canons. Starts again. It's a typical of that.
So, Maestro, I understand the two voices always following each other in an infinite way. But I would love to ask you why Bach put other harmonic intervals in the two-voice canon.
The composer can decide the harmonic interval of beginning. For example, Bach, in the second variation from canonic variations, this is a canon at the fifth. This is the fifth. C and F. Usually, it's the harmonic structure is decided first. Like a planning. Another example, Bach in the 27 variation from Goldberg variations, put a canon at the second. And this is the harmonic structure that decides the structure itself. Well, generally the endings of the canons are often free, in order to allow a satisfactory cadence. For example, the second, the fifth, and the first. Subdominant, dominant, and tonic. It's a perfect cadence. In the second invention,
about canon using special devices.
But for example, the first special device is the contrary motion, canon inverso, is called in Italian. In some canons, the follower states the melody of the leader in contrary motion. For example, the second down becomes the second up. This is a typically canon inverso, and the architecture is based on the concept of nota perno, a turning point. In fact, the relationships between two voices varies from various points of departure. In Bach, fugue number 6 from Well-Tempered Clavier. It's a canon of contrary motion.
I read somewhere on Art of Fugue book of Bach about a special technique, about argumentation and diminution.
It's a typical technique and ancient technique. For example, augmentation, if the second voice of the canon is written in notes twice as long as the values in the first voice, we have a canon in aumentatio. The values may be augmented in some other ratio, but doubling is by far the most common. It's very important, the harmonic playing, when we written this canon. Bach, canonic variations. The octave and the quarter. Well, the diminution, the Latin term is diminutio. There is a lot of problem. In fact, the second voice in values half as long as the leader. The time interval, instead of growing longer, gets rapidly shorter. This is a temporal problem. Bach, from the Art of Fugue. It's a temporal problem.
One of the most interesting special devices in canon is the crab canon.
Crab canon is a particular canon, and the melody in a crab canon is written for backwards and forwards playing. It's a particular canon. This canon's process, composition, is like a Mobius strip. It's a surface with only one side and only one button. For example, Bach, in the crab canon from musical offering, written. It's the follower, and the follower second at last, and the dukes, and the dukes at last. Backwards and forwards play.
Maestro, please tell us more secrets about the canon.
The crab canon have a lot of secrets. For example, the halfway point. It's the secret of Bach. The same notes, the same pitches, And another secret is the long chromatism. It's a sequences.
So, Maestro, you told us some secrets about the Crab Canon, and the Crab Canon is an enigma. And there are also more enigmas in Bach.
For example, in musical offering, there is a lot of enigma canon. This type of canon is a puzzle canon. Bach written Notulis crescentibus crescat fortuna regis. These Latin sentences describe the solution of puzzle canon, and describe the original notation. Is the tema, and the solution is a secret described in these terms, in these Latin terms.
In 1974, there were an important discovery. Some scientists discovered a score of the Goldberg variation by Bach.
Accompanying the manuscript in Bach's hand, there was attached a single page with 14 canons on the first note of the Goldberg ground. The discovery of the inerto unknown manuscript was immediately hailed as the most important addition of a Bach source in recent years. Of the 14 canons, only numbers 11 and 13 have been known before 1974. The 40 canons are important for 4 reasons. Not only are they delightful to hear, it's beautiful, famous, but they represent a germinal stage of the major variation that is highly instructive as to compositional processes that Bach may have used. The canon side bridges the gap between the canons of the Goldberg and the more esoteric canons of the musical offering. Finally, the enigmatic notations of the 14 canons represents Bach's affinity for musical rhythms and cryptographic symbols. For example, the first 4 canons of the cycle use the Goldberg ground as leader. The second possibility, the inverted soggetto with its retrograde. It's beautiful.
Dear Maestro, we are very close to this fantastic lesson in the world of counterpoint, but last but not least, please explain us the canon triplets.
It's very complex, but built on a simple harmony. This canon is really amazing and extraordinary. A triple canon on 6 voices. Elias Osman painted what we now know as the most authentic portrait of Bach. In his right hand, the composer holds the triplet canon, which he will present the following year with his variations, canonic variations, for membership in Mitzler's Society of Musical Sciences. This canon, this triple canon on 6 voices, is built on this harmony. It's the dominant, it's the dominant, it's a dominant. Very simple harmony. For example, the ground is the same of Goldberg variations.
Thanks a lot, Maestro Stracchi, for this wonderful crash course on Bach, counterpoint, and it was a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Alida. Thanks of all. Thanks.
So guys, stay tuned on the Major TV for the fantastic lesson of Maestro Emanuele Stracchi, for news and updates on our classical musician. Leave us a comment below and see you next time from the Major TV studio. Bye!
Bye.